Hey, this is Kevin Skinner, the winner of America's Got Talent, and you're checking out True Country.
Kevin Skinner captured the hearts of America when he won America's Got Talent, but fame came with its own set of challenges. The soft-spoken country singer, known for his humble demeanor and heartfelt performances, instantly became a symbol of hope and inspiration. Audiences connected not just to his voice, but to his story, one of perseverance, authenticity, and quiet strength. Yet behind the smiles, the tours, and the interviews, Kevin's journey was far more complex than the public realized. Years after his rise to fame, Kevin remained largely silent about the struggles that followed. Career decisions, personal hardships, and the weight of expectations created challenges he was hesitant to share. Fans assumed he was enjoying a steady life, but the truth was layered with moments of uncertainty, reflection, and difficult choices. For a man who valued humility above all, speaking publicly about these struggles was never easy. Now at 51, Kevin Skinner is breaking that silence. For the first time in decades, he is opening up about what life has truly been like after the spotlight faded. The pressures, the highs, the lows, and the lessons learned along the way, all revealed in his own words. This is the story of a man who captured a nation's heart, quietly faced life's complexities, and is finally ready to tell the world everything. Kevin Skinner's journey to national recognition was anything but ordinary. Before America's Got Talent, he lived a modest life in East Tennessee, deeply rooted in country traditions and community values. Singing was never a career plan, it was a part of who he was, a natural expression of his experiences and emotions. Those who knew him described Kevin as kind, humble, and quietly confident, with a voice that carried authenticity beyond technique. It wasn't flashy, but it resonated deeply, capturing the attention of anyone who heard him. When Kevin appeared on America's Got Talent, his performance quickly became a national sensation. The raw emotion in his voice, paired with his unassuming presence, made him relatable in a way that few contestants ever achieve. Audiences were not just impressed, they were moved. Viewers didn't see a polished entertainer at first. They saw a genuine human being sharing his heart through music. That authenticity became his signature and ultimately led him to victory. However, the sudden fame brought challenges Kevin hadn't anticipated. Overnight, he transitioned from local performances to nationwide tours. Media interviews and the pressure to maintain a public image, the very qualities that made him beloved. Humility, sincerity, and relatability now required careful balance under the constant scrutiny of fame. Every performance, every public appearance, carried expectation, and the young singer had to adapt quickly. Even with professional support, Kevin faced the personal side of fame: long hours, constant travel, and the challenge of maintaining a private life. Relationships, routines, and personal boundaries were all tested. He had to reconcile the excitement of success with the realities of life in the public eye. While fans celebrated his achievements, Kevin was quietly navigating the complexities that accompany sudden recognition. In addition, his musical direction posed unique challenges. Kevin's style, deeply rooted in traditional country and heartfelt ballads, didn't always align with mainstream commercial trends. Balancing artistic integrity with public demand required careful decision-making. He was learning to protect his voice literally and figuratively while meeting the expectations of a growing fan base. Vocal strain, performance fatigue, and emotional exhaustion became silent struggles that the public rarely glimpsed. Despite these pressures, Kevin remained committed to his music. Every performance was an opportunity to connect with audiences in a meaningful way, reminding himself why he pursued singing in the first place. He understood that fame was fleeting, but the impact of his voice and story could last far longer. This perspective allowed him to navigate the early post-AGT years with resilience. Even if it meant making difficult choices behind the scenes, the early phase of Kevin Skinner's post-America's Got Talent life was a mix of exhilaration and adjustment. The nation celebrated his rise, but only Kevin knew the personal cost of carrying the dreams of so many, while simultaneously maintaining his own sense of self. This period would set the tone for the years to come, a life defined by music, humility, would set the tone for the years to come, a life defined by music, humility. and quiet perseverance. As Kevin Skinner settled into life after America's Got Talent, the initial excitement gradually gave way to a more complicated reality. Fame, as many have discovered, is never as simple as applause and recognition. For Kevin, the transition from local performer to national star introduced pressures that tested not just his career, but his personal resilience. One of the most significant challenges was expectation. Fans and industry professionals alike had celebrated his victory, assuming that success would come easily. Every performance, every public appearance, and every media interaction carried the weight of proving that his initial triumph wasn't a fleeting moment. While the praise was constant, so was the scrutiny. Kevin had to learn quickly that even a small mistake or misstep could be magnified by public attention. At the same time, Kevin faced the logistical and emotional demands of touring and professional obligations. The sudden increase in travel, rehearsals, and appearances disrupted routines he had once taken for granted. Simple things like maintaining his health, practicing consistently, and protecting his voice became daily concerns. For a singer whose style relied on emotional nuance rather than raw volume, vocal strain was a real risk. He had to balance delivering heartfelt performances with preserving the instrument that defined his career. Another hidden struggle was emotional fatigue. Sudden fame can magnify insecurities, and Kevin, though humble and confident in his talent, was not immune. He experienced moments of self-doubt, wondering if he could truly live up to the image created by national attention. Public perception often clashed with personal reality, creating a silent tension that few outside his inner circle could see. While fans admired his gentle demeanor, the reality behind the curtain was far more complex. Kevin also faced the challenge of identity. His victory had defined him publicly as the quiet, heartfelt country singer from Tennessee. While accurate, this label sometimes felt confining. He wanted to grow, experiment, and develop his artistry, but each choice was scrutinized for authenticity, relatability, and adherence to fan expectations. The struggle to stay true to himself while meeting external demands was ongoing. Despite these challenges, Kevin's resilience shone through. He approached each obstacle with humility, persistence, and an unwavering dedication to his craft. The silent sacrifices, missed personal time, grueling schedules, and emotional strain were balanced by moments of genuine connection with fans and the fulfillment of creating music that resonated deeply. For Kevin, these small victories were far more meaningful than fleeting fame or temporary attention. This period in Kevin Skinner's life illustrates a truth many winners of talent competitions experience. Success is not the end of struggle, but the beginning of a more nuanced journey. Fame brings opportunity, but it also amplifies the pressures of expectation, performance, and personal responsibility. How Kevin navigated these pressures would define the next of his life, setting the stage for the revelations he would eventually share at 51. Ultimately, these years were not failures, they were the foundation of growth. Kevin's ability to endure and remain true to his musical voice, even under intense scrutiny, marked him as a uniquely resilient artist, capable of turning challenges into lessons and private struggles into enduring strength. As the years passed, Kevin Skinner reached a turning point in his post-America's Got Talent journey. He realized that sustaining a career in the public eye required more than talent. It demanded emotional balance, self-awareness, and careful decision-making. The pressures of constant visibility, expectations, and performance schedules had taken their toll. If he wanted to continue thriving, he needed to redefine how he approached both his music and his personal life. One of the most crucial steps Kevin took was prioritizing self-care. This included setting boundaries around performances, travel, and media engagements. By choosing projects that aligned with his values and pacing his work, he regained a sense of control over his life. The shift wasn't about avoiding opportunity, it was about protecting the very essence of who he was as an artist and as a person. Maintaining this balance allowed him to perform with authenticity rather than obligation. Kevin also focused on refining his craft. With years of experience behind him, he returned to the fundamentals of vocal technique and expressive delivery. Each performance became less about impressing the public and more about conveying genuine emotion. The patience he developed during this period strengthened his artistry and gave him confidence in his own abilities. No longer defined by the fleeting judgments of social media or talent show audiences, he began embracing a more sustainable, Self-directed approach to music. Another significant aspect of this stage in Kevin's life was personal growth. He reflected on the lessons of sudden fame and the challenges it brought, including the emotional and physical strain that had once been unavoidable. By facing these realities head-on, he cultivated resilience and a clearer understanding of his priorities. Family, friends, and community became central anchors in his life, offering support and grounding him amid the demands of a public career. Kevin also learned to navigate the public perception of his success more intentionally. He became selective with appearances, interviews, and social media engagement, using each interaction to communicate meaningfully rather than reactively. This measured approach allowed him to share his story and artistry without compromising his mental and emotional well-being. It was a departure from the early days of instant fame, where every choice felt like it carried disproportionate weight. Creatively, Kevin experimented with repertoire and collaborations that felt authentic. He embraced music that reflected both his personal experiences and his matured artistic vision. Fans noticed the evolution. The voice was still heartfelt and recognizable, but it carried a depth and clarity that reflected years of learning and introspection. Rather than chasing trends or external validation, Kevin focused on making music that mattered to him. This period of reinvention wasn't about reclaiming attention or chasing past glory. It was about establishing a sustainable, fulfilling life, both on stage and off. Kevin's story became one of quiet perseverance, a talented singer, navigating the complexities of fame while preserving his integrity. His health and his passion by the time he reached 51, Kevin Skinner had emerged stronger, wiser, and more confident. The years of reflection, adaptation, and personal growth allowed him to face the next stage of life with clarity. He was no longer the young contestant suddenly thrust into the spotlight. He was a mature artist fully in command of his journey, ready to share his truth when the time was right. Now, at 51, Kevin Skinner has chosen to break the long silence that followed his rise to fame. The world remembers him as the humble, soft-spoken winner of America's Got Talent, but few know the full story of the challenges, growth, and resilience that have defined the years since. Today, he speaks openly, with honesty and reflection, about the journey that shaped him both as an artist and as a person. Kevin's decision to share his story publicly was not about seeking validation or rekindling fame. It was about authenticity, telling the truth of his experiences and the lessons learned along the way. He recounts the pressures of sudden celebrity, the emotional toll of constant judgment, and the personal sacrifices required to maintain a career in the music industry. At the same time, he reflects on the moments of triumph, the performances that brought genuine connection with audiences, and the relationships that offered him support and grounding. Life at 51 has afforded Kevin the opportunity to approach music and performance on his own terms. He performs selectively, choosing venues and projects that align with his artistic values. He has embraced a repertoire that blends traditional country with heartfelt contemporary works, allowing him to express the full depth of his talent. This measured approach has not diminished his impact. Rather, it has allowed him to cultivate a more sustainable and meaningful career, far from the pressures that once dictated every step. Emotionally, Kevin has grown in ways that fame alone could never have provided. He has learned the value of boundaries, the importance of mental and physical well-being, and the necessity of trusting his instincts. These lessons inform every decision he makes, from collaborations to public appearances. Fans may see a confident performer on stage, but behind that presence is a man who has faced self-doubt, adversity, and the complexities of life in the spotlight and emerged stronger. Perhaps most importantly, Kevin's story now serves as an inspiration. His journey reminds aspiring artists and fans alike that true success is not measured by instant fame or media attention. It is measured by resilience, integrity, and the courage to remain true to oneself, even when the path is difficult or uncertain. By finally speaking about his experiences, Kevin Skinner demonstrates that personal growth and artistic fulfillment often come quietly, away from the public eye. Breaking the silence at 51 is not just a personal milestone, it is a declaration of agency. Kevin Skinner has reclaimed his narrative, sharing it with honesty, clarity, and humility. He has turned decades of private struggle into wisdom, offering insight into the realities of life after talent show fame and the Challenges of sustaining artistry under scrutiny. Today, Kevin continues to sing, perform, and inspire, but he does so on his own terms. He no longer measures success by applause or visibility, but by authenticity, connection, and fulfillment. The shy teenager who captured America's heart has become a grounded, reflective, and confident artist. At 51, Kevin Skinner's journey proves that the most important victories are not always visible. They are the quiet triumphs of perseverance, self-discovery, and the courage to speak one's truth.